couple pure model. Okay, anybody want to come out to present a case? Want to find meaning in their life or whatever? Anybody want to present a case? So I demonstrate for you, and then I can show you the theory. Anybody have a case for me? A real case, okay? Not trying to fool me, okay? First come, first serve. They come out here.
Hello.
What's your name?
Denise.
Huh?
Denise.
Denise. Do the camera here. Okay, can you tell me a case involving the seeking meaning, okay?
I don't really have any goals. I don't really know what I want to do in my life.
Are you talking about yourself or a case?
Okay.
A case, okay. So how old are you now? It's not you, okay, not you, okay, the kid.
3.
Listen, young man, a girl or man?
Pardon me?
Is that male or female?
Female.
Hey, young lady, you better listen carefully, okay? You're just 23. Don't worry too much about not finding one because it takes longer than you think, okay? Because it's always, life happens, something happens. Okay, you find meaning sometimes by chance, by happenstance. So, but the key is that you have to know what you're seeking, what you value, what you are interested. Do you know that often your real life plan is quite different from what you plan? You know that? There are always surprises.
The thing is that my mother wants me to do something, and my father wants me to do something else, and I want to make them both happy, and I don't know what to do.
So now is a problem of whether to listen to your parents or follow your own will, okay? So may I ask you, whose life are you leading? Is it your life or your parents' life? You want to live your own life or live your parents' life?
I want to make my parents happy.
But your life consists of making your parents happy, then you have no life. So sorry, I can't help you. You live life to please your parents, that you don't have a life, right? You actually ran away? Come on. We don't finish yet. Come on. I won't be that rude to tell her, send her kind of away. I'm just telling her, you don't have a life. You just want, this is very important. You understand that. Everybody only have one life alone. Nobody can decide how you live a life except yourself. Do you agree with that?
But I'm not capable of living on my own.
But that's a separate issue, okay? That's a separate issue. The principle, okay? If it's your life, you're responsible to decide what life you want to live. Not your parents' life. You have to live your own life. Now, whether you can support yourself, that's a separate issue, okay? The principle is that you are responsible for your life. Do you agree with that? If you are not agree that you are responsible for your life, then it's very difficult to help you because you're not responsible. Who's responsible for you then? Then your parents are responsible to make all decisions for you. If that's the case, then you'll never find your meaning in your life. Yeah. So the first point is that you have to say, yeah, don't worry about support that comes later, okay? The first point is that you agree that I am responsible for my life. I am responsible for my future. Can you say that? That'd be a good spot to play with me.
If you tell me to, I will.
Huh?
If you tell me to, I will.
No, no. Forget about parents for time being, okay? That you and me, okay? You and me, okay? Can you say that as an adult, 23 years old, that I am responsible for my life? Can you say that?
I'm responsible for my life.
Louder.
I am responsible for my life.
Really?
Maybe.
Okay. So with vulnerability, okay? We have to get a point for her to say, yes, I'm responsible for my life. You know why? Because one day your parents will die. One day you're all alone. Then what? You can't depend on your parents anymore. But make sure, okay? So eventually, I have to ask him to her, okay, to come to the point that, yeah, I'm responsible for my own future. Because my parents, they're older than I. So I'll outlive them. So one day I have to take care of myself. Yes, I'm responsible for life. But yeah, we settle that finally, okay? Now, you talk about support. Okay. Right now, your parents support you, right?
Yes.
So you leave home, so you don't have to pay rent. You don't have to pay rent. And
He pays my rent.
and your mommy cook for you, right? So that's comfortable, too comfortable. See, why I leave home? See, my mother cook for me, my daughter pay my fee. So that's comfortable, right?
They don't let me do anything.
Oh, they don't want you here. Are you a baby?
They maybe think I am.
Do you think you're a baby? Not the case, okay? Are you ashamed of being a baby? Being a full-size baby? Don't turn around. Okay, go to the street, say, I'm a baby. My mother feed me. My dad pay all my fee. I'm a baby. Go to the street and say that. Can you? Aren't you ashamed of yourself? See, notice baby thing. It's laughable, right? We can't be a baby forever, right? I'm an old baby. I can't do anything. When my mom died, who will feed me? You're miserable, my friend. Wake up.
But I'm sick.
Oh, you're pretty sick right now. You're sick. Okay, then tell me about your sickness.
Well, I've got schizophrenia.
Huh?
I've got schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia. Oh. Anything else?
ADHD.
Anything else?
Anxiety.
Okay. Now, who told you have all those problems?
Pardon
Who
me?
told you you have all these problems?
The Royal Ottawa Hospital.
Well, you know what? Tell them to get lost. I don't see anything wrong with you. You know, you seem to have a bright eye, well alert, very coherent. You're not hearing voices, and you just depend on your parents too much. You may have dependence disorder. But you don't have schizophrenia. So anyway, so let's explore the sickness. So try to get you to the point so that you are still responsible for your life, even when you're sick. you have some sickness, okay? Being sick doesn't take away your ability to develop yourself. I'm sick too. I have cancer. I have deadly cancer. But as long as I work, I learn. So can you do something now? Can you learn something? You look very alert. You look healthier than I am. Why can't you do something? Learn some skill that you can look after yourself. You have to take care of yourself because your parents, one day, will be away. You'll be gone. So there's still kind of vulnerability, okay? Now, I want to change gear now. Just role play, right? Now change gear, start to look about a little bit about understanding yourself and self-understanding. Because if you do not understand yourself, do not understand your role in this world, do not understand your responsibility to society, then you continue to flounder. You won't have the motivation. So we start to spend some time. Now, I'll ask you, who are you? What are you? Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
There's not very much to tell.
Well, who are you? What's your identity? Who are you? Or what person you want to be? You tell me who are you and what are you, what you want to become, and what identify you as a unique person, different from other people. Who are you? See, every person has identity. So what's your identity? Your identity is, I'm a mother's baby. Is that your identity? We have dismissed that already. You cannot say I'm a mother's baby, okay? That's not identity. So can you think about, what identity do you have?
I tried to go to school, but I failed at that. I come from a Chinese background. I have a brother.
But your identity cannot be in terms of relationship or school or work. Who are you when everything else is stripped from you? Then are you nobody anymore? Are you disappear? If you don't have brother, if you don't have school, then who are you? You have to be somebody. You have something, right? You have something of value. You have your own personality, your own dreams, and your own hopes, your fears. And you are you. You are unique. There isn't any other you. There's only one of you. So can you describe a little bit about you? You cannot just describe yourself in terms of relationship. You're more than your sickness. You're more than your relationship. You're more than your school. You are something wonderful, potential, with a lot of potentials. You can become something marvelous. So why don't you tell me a little bit about your true self and looking at yourself to see what's in you that's capable of becoming something that is wonderful and beautiful.
I'd like to go back. I'd like to get a job.
Good. What kind of work do you have in mind?
Well, my parents have their own ideas, but I think I'd like to do nails.
What?
I'd like to do nails.
Do nails, okay.
And pedicures.
Okay. So remember I said, why question? Is there any reason you are attracted to this particular line of work?
I just think I could handle that.
So do you think that your ability is only adequate for this work, and have you consider other opportunities? Opportunities? Can you ask yourself what you're good at? Are you only good with nails, and do you have any other strength that you're good at?
No, I think I'd like to do nails.
That your interest, right? That's fine. I acknowledge that you're interested in that, but I'm asking you: are there other areas that where you excel in the past, like playing basketball since you're so tall?
I used to play volleyball.
You play volleyball, okay? Volleyball, anything else? I mean, is there any area that you're good at?
Not really.
How do you know that you do any other thing? How many things have you tried?
I haven't tried, maybe.
So here's an area now. Here's an area for exploration. Okay. Because often the clients say that, oh, work doesn't help. I don't find work interesting. I want to get a job. I don't like it. But have you tried other work? I mean, you're so young. Do you know what? In terms of career, often you're surprised. So they call chaos theory about job. A good career is not come from planning. Sometimes come from chaos. You bump somebody and say, you remember the guy got a degree in economics, but his brother-in-law asked him to help out in construction. Then he developed a career in construction. He's very famous on TV now. I forgot his name. And the guy on home TV, a famous guy. So sometimes you should, Franco and everybody else say, you discover meaning through doing, by getting engaged in life. If you're engaged with life, do all kinds of things, not just limit yourself to nail or toe, and try hair or try other things, right? So the concept of meaning, career, sometimes just stumble on it. And don't be afraid to take on things you don't know about, okay? But try it out. Give yourself permission to try out for summer. And I have done all kinds of jobs. I got fired many times. But finally I found psychology. Wow, I'm very good at it. So that's why I'm a psychologist now. I fail as a painter. I fail in playing violin. I fail as a writer. I fail many things. So I encourage you to continue to experiment. Life, in many ways, is an experiment. And this is. So now we talk about from reasonability, talk about understanding, then we'll move on to finding purpose, finding meaning, okay? So the third area we need to explore. The pure, right? Pure is purpose, understanding, reasonability. So in this case, it doesn't have in order. In this case, reasonability seems to be most prominent because he said, my parents asked me to do that. Everything the parents, so we need to handle this first. So then we talk about gaining a deep understanding about yourself, your role, apart from relationship and schooling and other things. Discover your true interest, your true value. Know yourself, understanding. And then we talk about purpose. You see, we talk about finding your purpose in life through getting engaged with life. Okay? Life is a river. You plunge in and swim. You don't know where you end, but you plunge in the river anyway. Be part of life. You cannot discover your purpose by being apart from life. So this whole area we need to engage. So try to get yourself engaged, involved in something. Try volunteer, tutoring, or exploring different career options by looking to search the internet or applying for jobs. So the broader your search, the more likely you find something that you're good at. So the third component, the last component is what? Is E. E means enjoyment, okay? So this is 4 areas, okay? So in your case, the biggest area is vulnerability, will take care of that. And the third part about finding something that really get you excited and get you motivated, right? That's the first thing. That is the most, I have one client, he said, I couldn't find any meaning in work, in life. I do all the reading, I can't find any meaning in life. So I say, you can't find meaning simply by reading. You find meaning by doing. By getting involved in life. This is what I'm doing. So you can't find meaning by figuring it out in your head. You find meaning by meeting people, take on some job, volunteer work, helping people. It's in interaction, in getting involved. This is what I like to do. You may be surprised, okay? The Bible says that you might have many plans, but eventually God's will prevail, right? So that you may have many plans or whatever, but ultimately, you might do something that you never planned before. So be open-minded, open to surprises. But the key is that always trying to make a contribution, always want to learn something. So even when you have no job, start reading, learning something, right? You always learn something. And that way make you feel good about yourself. What do you love reading?
Pardon me?
What do you like learning?
How to do nails.
Huh?
How to do nails.
But isn't that okay? Okay, that's what we want to do.
Okay. So you don't have any other interest but nails. You really love nails. Okay. Now, try to learn, study how to be most creative, most skillful person to do nails. Well, that's a challenge, right? To be the most creative. Create the most wonderful nails. Picasso, Matisse. That's okay. You see, it's not what you do, it's what attitude you bring to work that makes a difference. Okay? The meaning of work, Franco said, is not the nature of your work, but the attitude you bring to your work, right? You think, this is your a work that can bring joy to people. Why not, right? It's your interest. Then do your best. Good luck. Bye-bye.
Thank you. I better get a job to pay you.